is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 15th of January in the year of our Lord 2026. Season 16, episode 28. And before I go any further, I have to issue a correction. For the last 2.5 months, I have shorted us 300 episodes. I think I fat fingered it once, and it just stayed that way. So let me correct and say 749 times you have been welcome to the Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. Welcome. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse Podcast. And the evolution of the feng shui in the studio continues. Got a couple things added this week. I feel like I'm just going to start doing that every once in a while just to mess with people. And we are now skating at full strength. That way from me is my co-host and a guy that is that the same? Are you in the same place you normally are, Alex?
Yes.
I thought the wall behind you was black.
You may be misremembering the rock wall house that had the dark wall behind it.
That's gotta be what it is. We are glad you are here, sir.
That makes one of us because I got a hard out at 8.
Okay. Well, we'll do as much as we can, as quickly as we can. At the bottom of your screen is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions. And a man who has opinions. And he carried us from a Review Thursday standpoint this week. You may know him as Ick Boonu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man.
We going to be like Horizon and give a $20 refund because we shorted people out of 300 episodes?
No.
Okay.
No, and that's Verizon, not Horizon.
And also, we didn't short them out of episodes. It was just tracking.
And by technical definition, but that's a whole different story for a whole different time. Let us dive right in. The national championship game in college football is tomorrow night. In a game, and I need to check because I heard this earlier today and I was shocked. Tomorrow night in Miami Gardens, Florida, at Joe Robbie Stadium, the University of Miami, which, again, on their home field,
Monday,
hitting 8.5 points at this point in the game.
It's Monday
against Indiana. Alex.
Yeah, well, that's why I had my finger up. Don decided to just start yelling. The game is
correct.
on
Monday night.
But Miami wasn't supposed to be here.
Did I not say that correctly?
No, you were saying it was tomorrow.
Oh, boy, you're on a bit of a delay.
Oh,
let me turn off the background here to see if that helps. Turn off the background. See if that helps us a little bit. I think it did.
That's probably my garbage internet.
That's all right. It's okay. We continue this. The show continues to evolve. So
yeah,
but I think that 8.5 points may be a little generous in this particular category. But by the same token, Indiana's been steamrolling everybody. They're undefeated. Yeah. Miami, again, I'm not willing to use that other name until they start putting trophies on the wall. But
will one suffice it though?
It'll be
if they win Monday, will you say it?
It'll be a good start.
Okay, so that's a no.
I might give it a partial. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
You'll just call him the letter.
As Booger McFarland said today on PTI, we all know that this quarterback in Indiana is already looking for a house in Vegas. So we're going to see how this all shakes out. But I think this is going to be a fun game to watch on Monday night. For those of you that watch such things, Raw will have already been off the air for like 5 hours by the time that game starts, and we'll get to it. Put a pin in it because I got things to say. But this is going to be a fun game to watch. Don.
Yeah, first off, I'm going with Indiana on this, and I think it's kind of cool that if they win, it's a big if, nothing's given, that, this would be their first championship. And the thing I love about this new playoff system that any team that truly deserves to be in the playoffs will make it, like Ohio before the playoffs started. You could say for like Texas Tech, Ohio, Georgia, they truly deserve to be in there. But a thing I love is how 7 of the 8 teams that got the bye in the last 2 years get knocked out. So it shows that, just because you're ranked high, let them play.
What happened? Are we here?
Okay.
Go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Start over because my computer just went haywire.
No.
He was just going in on the same stuff we said at the beginning of the bowl season where every team that's in is deserving.
Yeah, and that
nice bow on it, right?
Once you get the bye, just because you make it in doesn't mean that you're going to make it to the next round where 7 of the 8 have got knocked out so far. I think that's great that, if you make it, all you got to do is win. Rankings mean nothing once you get in. But I'm going for Indiana. I think they'll win.
Everybody's
the
expecting
3 of
Indiana.
the 4 people in this pick contest have Indiana. But Ziggy's got Miami. So
Ziggy's
this is
using
not
the spread.
Unanimous. Alex and I are tied for the lead. So the way this is all going to shake out with Alex and I finishing tied at either 24 or 25, Don in third place at either 23 or 24, and Ziggy at either 23 or 24. If Miami wins, Ziggy will jump Don.
I would say we give
tie for third.
Ziggy credit.
So that's going to depend on how this all shakes out.
Oh, how far behind am I?
Why would we do that?
You get the delay.
Because calling Miami in this circumstance should be worth twice as much. I would give him full marks for having the stones to call Miami and get to the lead.
No. Points is points. This ain't Vegas, bro. So,
what does Vegas have
to
to do
with
anything?
The coaching carousel in the NFL continues because we're not giving extra odds. I'm not giving him 2-1.
I'm curious what that money line is now.
The coaching carousel in the NFL. For the third time, the coaching carousel in the NFL continues to turn. Mike Tomlin has stepped down. Don, the air around his house is a little sweeter. Food is tasting better in the Ford household. I want them to get Mike McDaniel.
There's 2 places Mike McDaniel is already favored to go. One of them is Detroit. The other one is Washington.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, he has a history with Dan Quinn, but it led to an interesting factoid with Mike Tomlin stepping down. Don, I do not want you to answer this directly because I think you're going to know. Okay. Do you know the last time a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach was fired? What year?
God. I don't know.
Was it Chuck Noll?
No.
It wasn't Cowell.
It was the coach before Chuck Noll. The last time the Pittsburgh Steelers have fired a head coach,
good Lord,
nobody on this panel was alive, I think.
Yeah, no.
Because it was 1968.
My mom.
And the thing is, like in the 30s, one year they had 3 coaches in 1 year. In the 30s.
No, well, but that was also the Wild West when people needed 3 jobs to be an NFL participant, not player. But no, 1968 was the last time the Steelers fired a head coach. Then 1969 was Chuck Noll, and the rest has all been Chuck Noll retiring, Bill Cowher retiring, Mike Tomlin stepping down.
And I saw where they said Harbaugh looks like he's going to your Giants.
Now,
I would have loved to have him.
You could have him.
I would love to have him.
Question.
Now, my question to Alex and to you: who do you think in the end would be?
The man has over a 67% win percentage in Baltimore.
Yeah. My thing is,
I mean, if I'm the Giants, I'll take the flyer. Why not?
If Todd Monken's coming with him, I'll be more excited. That's basically it at this point. I'm more worried about John Harbaugh having the Bill Belichick effect, where if you don't have somebody to carry your team, maybe your outdated thinking ain't going to work.
Yeah.
That's why I need his assistant coaches to come with him.
who do you think will end up being the Steelers coach next year? And who would be, you think, the best person would be? Who do you think would be the best, and who do you think will end up?
Well, I think it's going to end up being a retread like Arthur Smith or something like that, because as much as the Steelers can sell consistency and patience, that team is a wreck right now.
Mhm.
And I don't think anybody wants a part of it other than job security. So you're likely going to wind up with a retread. But if you're asking me who the best option would be, I don't know that I could answer that right now without knowing who's in the cycle. But I will say, I did text Rob this, that your best outcome is likely going to be Clint Kubiak and signing Malik Willis to play quarterback. That's your best outcome for this offseason. And I don't think it's going to happen.
You think he's gone? Is he done?
The name didn't come through, Don. Say it again.
Rodgers. Is Aaron Rodgers done?
I think he's been done. Yeah, he's already been telling people allegedly that this is his last year.
Yeah.
I think he's toast. I think he realized even getting somebody as good as DK Metcalf from a physical standpoint wasn't enough. I don't think he wants to. Plus, let's be honest, some terrible organization is going to throw $15 million a year at Aaron Rodgers to talk into a microphone.
Okay.
But could that also be the same situation for Tomlin? Because there's been a lot of talk of Tomlin going into the studio, and I apologize if you boys covered this. I'm having some tech issues.
No, we did not. No, there have been rumors about Tomlin joining, say, either CBS Game Day or something of its ilk. I don't know that Tomlin's going to jump right in. I think he has a great personality to be a stabilizer in a group, but I don't know where that gap is for one of the teams, one of the production teams, I mean, whether it be CBS, Fox, NFL Network themselves. If he does anything in that scope, I think it would be more likely NFL Network, where he's part of a show versus a broadcast, so it can be recorded. Because he is a smart guy, and he'll know that he can talk, but he's going to be better with multiple takes.
He still has one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard from a coach that McAfee talks about, where he was at the combine and told McAfee, no, it wasn't McAfee, it was the quarterback out of Mizzou. Who was the big kid that came out of Mizzou?
Well, there was no that were really big.
Probably
there was
15,
Blaine
20
Gabbert, if you go back far enough. Blake Bortles was UCF.
It might have been
The
Gabbert.
other one was
He said he
the
didn't.
other
He liked
the other big one out of Mizzou was Brady Cook, I think. So it was probably
and
Gabbert
his
based on
statement
timing.
to the kid was, "Man, I like you, and I'd love to have you with us, but I don't want." He said, "I love you. I think you're great. I'd love to have you on the team, but I don't want to lose enough games to have to be able to draft you."
I remember that. Who was
And
it?
I think that's a great quote. Let's go into this week's game. We've got 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. The 6 seed Bills, which I can't believe I'm putting those two things back to back. The 6 Bills, oh, dadgummit, there we go, are going to the 1 seed coming off the bye in the Broncos on Saturday at 3:30 Central. Actually, that's probably 3:30 Eastern, maybe. It's not telling me which time zone these are in. Currently, Denver is giving 1. Go ahead, Alex.
The Mike Tomlin quote was to Chase Young, the Ohio State defensive end, about "I don't ever want to lose enough games to get a guy like you."
There it is. Broncos are giving 1. The only reason I'm going with Buffalo is I've got them picked to be in the Super Bowl, so I have to ride with my pick. Don, what you thinking?
And I think that having the buy off and Buffalo saying, "Hey, we made it, but we have to prove ourselves. We had a bad year, but hey, we're in the playoffs. That's all that matters." I'm going to go with Buffalo on this. I'm kind of going against the odds. It may be quote against the odds, but I'm going to say Buffalo wins.
Got some people in the chat room. Maddie Archan, how are you? And my sports roundup 5387 kind of a question, not really something that we would normally field on this show, about Article 13 of the Brexit agreement. Great question. But you might be able to take
this ain't that smart of a show, bro.
and put it into the Grand Canyon. I'm not sure, but I appreciate the question. I got to remember to get to the chat room quicker than I do. Alex, what are you thinking?
You could call it a homer pick since I've been the Broncos drum beater all year and before the season, but I genuinely think this is going to hurt Buffalo. I don't think they should have beaten Jacksonville. I think they got a couple of calls that went their way that helped sway the outcome. And I think Denver's defense is better and can stop them, which the Jacksonville Jaguars can stop the run, which we saw against James Cook. But they aren't great against the pass. And Denver has been able to show the diversity of being able to use the run game, the short passing game, deep passes, intermediate passes, while letting that defense do what it does and winning a lot of close games. So if you want a very specific prediction, I will take the Bills in the first half and the Broncos to win the game.
Niners go to Seattle in the night game. Seattle's giving them 7. I don't know, that 7 might be a little bit too generous. The Niners are coming on strong. Seattle coming off the bye, but the Niners don't have Kittle because of the Achilles.
Kyle Juszczyk did a great impersonation, though.
I'm going to take the Niners plus the 7 just because I think 7 is too generous. Don.
Exactly with you. I think Seattle's going to win, but not by 7. So if I had to bet, I think that I would take the 7 points with San Fran.
It's interesting, if you go back to the beginning of these playoffs, we were talking about how it might actually be better for San Francisco to lose and not get the number 1 seed because of Seattle's struggles at home. I still think they're the better team. I still think Seattle's going to win, but it's a clean sweep for us that San Francisco covers the number.
Sunday afternoon at Gillette Stadium, Houston and that defense goes to the Patriots with that offense. Currently, New England is giving 3, which makes it
a push.
It makes it a pick 'em. This one's a tough one because, number one, I don't think I'm the only person on this panel that had the Patriots getting to the second round of the playoffs this year. I'm talking to Don, not you, Alex.
No, I was just thinking because I definitely had them winning double-digit games, but I think I had them one and done.
I'm going to take the Patriots minus the 3 because they're in Gillette. It is January, and it's that thing in hockey where if you've got a hot goalie, it can take you far. Right now, New England's got a hot offense that is not slowing down. The Texans are going to give them all they can handle. I have no doubt in my mind. But from an offensive standpoint, offense scores points, defense wins championships. This is that kind of matchup. But I still think the Patriots win this game, but it ain't going to be pretty. Don.
Honestly, I'm only going to say my hip. The only reason I'm going to give this is to, if Houston wins, it doesn't surprise me. I won't be surprised. But I'm going to say Patriots because it's outside and it may be cold. And it may be an advantage over Houston, which is in a warm climate in a dome. So that's why the only factor why I'm going to give the edge to New England over that Houston defense is because it's going to be outside and might be cold, which they're not used to. There we go.
Alex.
The best phase of this entire game is Houston's defense. It is lights out and by far and away. The problem that they're going to have is that their offense hasn't exactly been great. And New England has been playing good defense and really good offense. So it's going to be a tight game. They're going to have to find a way to move the ball on Houston, which I believe they will based on the variety of weapons they have. And you saw how Houston struggled a little bit when they weren't able to use Nico Collins, a.k.a. I think he went out with a concussion. But even if he is back for this game, he's going to get Christian Gonzalez, who's one of the best cover corners in the NFL. Now you're going to have to rely on a running game that may or may not succeed against a decent front for New England. I think it's going to be close, but I think Houston winds up just missing. So it's New England.
Your later game in the day, by the way, early game on Saturday will be on CBS, night game on Fox. Early game on Sunday's actually on ABC.
So it's the Sunday Night Football crew. No, that's NBC.
NBC has the next game. The
Yeah.
early
So
game on
ABC is the
Sunday
ESPN deal.
ABC. Yes.
Yeah, so it's the ESPN deal. Got it.
Your late game from Soldier Field, Rams go to Chicago. That is the 5 going to the 2. Rams are giving 3.5. Matt Stafford is saying that he is good to go despite the finger sprain. The Bears shocked the world this year. I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
But the Rams definitely, I will also say, overperformed at 12-5.
Very true.
If I were a betting man, which Lord knows proven many, many times here I am not,
I'm here.
I would avoid this game like the plague. Because I don't know which Chicago's going to show up. Granted, they're at home, but the Rams have a lack of fear in them when you've got guys like Puka Nacua who will just run all over you to get open and get the ball. He doesn't care. Matty Stafford ain't afraid to throw it in tight spaces. But I'm going with my gut. My gut tells me take the Bears plus 3.5. Don.
See Marcus just go nuts again because I was texting him during that game this weekend. And I got a feel for the guy, so I'm going to say Chicago on that point. But it's going to be a great game. And Chicago's been shocking everybody. They started off horrible, but had the greatest comeback against Green Bay in their history. They never never beat Green Bay when they're down by 18, and they played more games against each other than any other two teams in the NFL. That is
15.
something of the comeback that they did. So I think it's something with the Bears.
Yeah, I believe the previous record was 15 points was the largest they had not overcome. So anything more than 2 touchdowns. Well, I don't care about Marcus, so give me the Rams. I'm going to go the alternate point line. I genuinely believe the Rams win this by double digits. Chicago has been playing great, but so have the Rams. And that's coming from a guy who did not like the Rams before the season started because I was worried about Stafford's health. And you know what? He's proven he's good. He's proven he's healthy. Yeah, he's dealing with being banged up, but who isn't at this point in the NFL? And while Chicago has played really well, they have given up big plays like it's their job. Yes, they're getting some of their players back, but at that same time, Nacua, Adams, if healthy, is literally going to be, I'm going to say they're going to have two receivers over 100 yards and with a touchdown. And that's not even counting what Kyron Williams will do up the middle. Beat me to it.
We'll be down to the final 4 after the weekend. So, all right, boys, let's get into some NBA talk, into some standings for the first time this year. We got our NBA and NHL things going underway, which they're almost halfway done. In the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division, the Brooklyn Nets, they're pretty bad. It's January, and they're 13 games back. They are 9.5 back of the Sixers. The Sixers now a game and a half back on Toronto. Toronto's a half back on Boston. Boston's a half back on Daryl's Knicks, who right now are 25-15, playing very, very well. In the Central Division, the Pacers, not keeping pace. That's all I'm saying. Because good mercy, they're 9-32 right now. They are 20.5 games back of first. They're 8.5 back of Milwaukee. Just real quick, Giannis, don't boo your crowd. They're allowed to boo you. Don't let it get under your skin.
Technically, he's allowed to do whatever he wants. He has a nice big paycheck that says so.
I agree, but like, you got to show a little bit of class, even when you're fans.
But remember, this is also the same guy that wants out of there.
That's fair, but the point remains. The Milwaukee 2 back on Chicago. The Bulls are now 3 back on Cleveland. Cleveland now 7 back on Detroit. Detroit 28-10 currently, winning very quietly. In the Southeast Division, the Washington Wizards, they're 10-29. They got more wins than Indiana. They're 12
and a new player.
10-29, and they're 12 back. Good mercy. They are 3.5 back of Charlotte Hornets, now 5 back on Atlanta. Atlanta 2 back on Miami, and my Heat are only a 1.5 back on Orlando. Let's get into that Western Conference, Pacific Division. Sacramento now 14.5 back. They're 11-30. They're 6.5 back on the Clippers, who are in a bit of disarray right now. Clippers are 4.5 back on Golden State. Warriors 2.5 back on Phoenix, and the Suns are only a game back on the Lakers currently. But by the way, the Clippers have won 4 in a row. So keep an eye out there. In the Southwest Division, Fly Pelican for the first time this season. They're 10-33. Good job, boys. They're 18.5 back in the division. They are 6 back of the Mavericks. The Mavericks now 2.5 back of Memphis. Memphis now 7.5 back of Houston. By the way, Norm earlier this week has already told Mavericks fans, just start building for next year. Houston now 2.5 back on San Antonio with a freshly bald Victor Wembanyama. Little aerodynamics working down there. And in the Northwest Division, the Utah Jazz, because Jazz, they are 14-26, and they're 19.5 games back. They are currently 4.5 back of Portland. Portland is 8 back of Minnesota. Minnesota's a game back of Denver. Denver now 6 back on Oklahoma City, who's won 4 in a row. By the way, Oklahoma's point differential is a plus 13.2 because they're going nuts right now.
Well, I mean, it's a continuation from last year.
Let's get into the NHL. And I've got to look at something here real quick, boys. All right, we got that going there. All right, I had to lock down who's got North America's favorite game show.
I figured you would.
In the Eastern Conference, Atlantic Division, because Atlantic's in the East. The Ottawa Senators have 46 points. They are currently 12 points back in the division. They're 2 back on the Panthers. They've played 45 games. I'm sorry. They have 49 points. They're 2 points behind Florida. The Panthers now 2 back on Toronto. Toronto's a point back on Boston, who are tied with the Sabres. They are 5 points back on the Montreal Canadiens. Thank you very much. Canadians are a point back on Detroit. Detroit now a point back on Tampa Bay. Now, where are we going, Don?
The Metropolitan Division.
The man doesn't get rusty. We are in the Metropolitan Division. In that cellar are the New York Hockey Rangers. They are currently 14 points back in the division. They are a point back of Columbus. Blue Jackets are 3 back on the Devils. The Devils 2 back on Philly. Philly and Pittsburgh are tied, Don. And you're only 2 points back on Washington. Caps are a point back on the Islanders, and the Islanders are 5 points back on Carolina. In the Western Conference, the Central Division that has no Eastern or Western. The Winnipeg Jets, they've got 41 points. They are 33 points back in their division right now with 41 points.
I'm sorry, who
they
is
are
that?
3 points behind St. Louis. St. Louis is that was the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh.
St. Louis is a point back on Chicago. Blackhawks are 3 back on Nashville. Predators 2 back on Utah. Mammoths are 11 back on Minnesota. Minnesota's 2 back on Dallas. Dallas has 63 points. They're still 11 points back of Colorado right now.
Colorado
is
destroying everything.
Over 33-4-8 right now for the Avalanche. And in the Pacific Division, because that's in the West, the Vancouver Canucks, they've got 37 points, and they are 19 back. They are 5 back on Calgary. Flames are 5 back on Anaheim. Anaheim is 2 back on the Kings, who are tied with San Jose. The Sharks and the Kings are 2 back on Seattle. Kraken 3 back on Edmonton. Edmonton 2 back on Vegas. Vegas with 56 points right now. Got an interesting conundrum, boys. As we get into North America's favorite game show, and it is, what is the goal differential for the St. Louis Blues, who are not in last place in their division? This might be a first.
Oh, wow.
That makes me sad, though, because St. Louis is such a fun organization and a great arena.
Well, and then half of it's going to be on the other side of the state border here in a few years in the fall.
That's interesting. That is very true.
Alex, go.
Don, would you like to go first? Oh, sorry. Well, I'll take a minus 52.
Don.
There's 40 games. I'm just kind of worried about this, where this could be on something like this. So
it feels really early because it's our first one, too.
I'm going to start low since it's the first one and try to see what the answers, try to gauge for next week. So I'm going to say 30, negative 30.
The St. Louis Blues have played 47 games at this point.
Oh, I'm kidding.
They are 18, 21, and 8.
Oh, that sounds like a Don win.
They currently are 33 games back in the division. Now, they are 11, 9, and 5 at home. They're 7, 12, and 13 on the road. They're 4 and 6 in their last 10. Here's the thing. The Winnipeg Jets, who are 3 points behind them, have a goal differential of -7.
Okay.
It is safe to say. Yep.
We're both too high, aren't we?
Did you guys hear the buzzer?
No.
It's not working. I'm very sad about this. But Don is not.
Oh, good.
Don is the closest without going over.
We haven't had one where we both failed yet. I really would have thought it would be like baseball, that they would be like 1.5 per games or something.
With the Winnipeg Jets at a -7, the St. Louis Blues have a goal differential of -44.
Oh, I was so much closer than I thought I'd be. Oh, my. Who's playing goal for them? Stephen Hawking?
They've gotten 117 goals. They've given up 161.
Like Stevie Wonder in the NHL playing Tendy? What's going on right now?
We're just
Do I need to dust off my pads and send a demo tape to St. Louis?
Well,
even I didn't suck that bad.
Vancouver's only 3 goals behind them.
Maybe I would go to Vancouver too. In fact, I'd rather go to Vancouver. Let's go.
All right. Let's get into the pop culture section of our show and stuff we watched this week. I'm not in TV mode yet. I know we've got a new SNL this week, but that's about it. Anything, Don? You're a 1 episode into the pit. Don is saying he's got thumbs up.
It started off the first episode. It built the foundation, and it kind of reminded you of a couple things from the last show. So no disappointments whatsoever on that. So I am happy on that. Another one is it's on Fox. It's a new show called Best Medicine. It's a version like Doc Hollywood, kind of a remake where a guy comes from Boston to the small town doctor kind of thing. It's kind of enjoyable. It's kind of a good thing. No complaints on it. So might like it.
Alex?
There's my TV talk.
Alex?
I haven't watched anything new, but I've been digging into some archives. I texted you about it. I started watching Watchmen, the HBO series from a while back.
I got very confused when you texted me today.
I know.
When you originally texted me, I thought you were watching the movie. And then you texted me today about the acoustic version of Careless Whisper, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's in Oh.
Yeah. And I will say it starts weird, but the show is really picking up and got me. The other one I've been looking for just, I don't want to say for a good time because that sounds like a weird statement, but it's been a lot of darkness and seasonal things that happen. Something that could be helped by CBD House of Healing. But I also dug into Prime Video and found, have you gentlemen heard of Last One Laughing?
Yes, I have. I've seen that as a suggestion. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've watched the UK version. Not going to lie, I know a lot of the lingo, but still lost me on certain parts. But the Canadian version is amazing. I don't know if the other ones like LOL Mexico I'd be able to follow or if subtitles would do enough. But the concept is they take 10 comedians, put them in a room for 6 hours, and if you laugh, you're out. Now, they do the yellow card, red card system of if you laugh once, you get a yellow card. If you get a red card, you're out for the second laugh. And the heavyweights that are in the LOL Canada is really impressive. UK has some really, really talented people involved, but the Canadian roster is elite. So I definitely recommend that. It is a quick watch. They go for 6 hours, and it's done. So you get maybe 8 episodes or so in there of material, and obviously trimmed down helps out a lot. But you got Jay Baruchel hosts the Canadian version, and Jimmy Carr hosts the UK version. Both phenomenal comedians.
There used to be a show called Make Me Laugh, which was kind of the same premise.
Okay.
Many years ago. I'm here for it.
What was that?
All
Tom?
right.
Make Me Laugh.
Okay.
And basically, you would have a contestant where they, for 30 seconds, the comedian could try to make the person laugh. And if they laugh, then they lost. But if they could go through 3 comedians, 30 seconds each, and not laugh, then they won the money prize.
Okay. Yeah. This is just comedians. There's no participants outside of the comedians in the show.
Is there a really slow echo on this show?
You're kind of delaying sometimes with us, Rob.
It is. It comes out of Acrisure Stadium.
Okay, let's get into some TV headlines. Apple TV announces this week they are doing a docuseries on the life of one Andre Agassi.
That could get real interesting or real dull fast. I think it'll be interesting.
I want to say it's going to be 6 parts.
That's pretty much the standard now for limited series. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Don, prepare yourself.
Okay.
NBC Peacock has announced a reboot of a show from the 70s. I am going to sing the theme song and see if either of you boys can recognize it. Hold on, I screwed it. I can't even think of it now. I just lost it. It's the Rockford Files.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
This was a show in the 70s. It had James Garner.
Yep.
Okay. The original Maverick.
This was post Maverick, but not by much.
But what I'm saying is Garner was the original Maverick. That's so I know there's older stuff.
I love that show, and I did love the movie. He in this version. Jim Rockford is going to be a guy framed for a crime he didn't commit, whereas in the original Rockford Files, he was like a PI, had a cool car, lived on the beach, kind of a thing.
So is this going to be kind of like The Fugitive?
I don't know, but they've ordered it to series.
Okay. Did anybody attached yet?
Not at this point.
Okay.
That I've read. Let's see here. Netflix has renewed Black Mirror for season 8.
I feel like I need to start watching that, but I know it's messed up.
I just don't. As much as I love the Twilight Zone, I don't know that I need Black Mirror in my life, especially when I heard how the first episode goes.
Oh yeah, that has me held off as well.
Now, this next thing I think you will be interested in, because I know you are a fan of Fallout, as we're gearing up to. They are working on a competition series called Fallout Shelter for Prime Video. That will be based
Netflix. I blame Netflix and I blame MTV because Netflix is already pretty well doing Squid Games as a game show. But then you have MTV to blame because during the pandemic, the challenge actually took place in a fallout bunker in, I want to say, the Czech Republic. That was basically the same kind of concept. So now they're going to do it whether it's themed after the show and the game. So that could be interesting.
Don, if I say the name Ryan Hurt, does that mean anything to you?
Hurst.
It's not off the top.
Right. Wait, Ryan Hurst, not Hurt.
Yeah, but Hurst,
Okay.
yeah, not off the top of it. No.
Was in Sons of Anarchy, was on The Walking Dead.
Remember the Titans?
He will be Kratos in the live action God of War series. There
you have
is
a note why that's
tie-in
funny.
because
Okay.
I'm working on it. It's kind of nice because he played Thor in God of War Ragnarok. So he has some familiarity with the franchise.
Don?
Yeah, I recognize him now.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say he was Opie.
Yeah,
Opie is the big
I
one.
loved Opie.
He was phenomenal as Opie. Oh,
And I did see a picture
Opie.
of him and Kratos face to face, and it was kind of cool.
He does
Not
have
bad.
some of the same features. Plus, Ryan Hurst is a great actor. I think this is going to go really, really well.
Sky TV, which is a European network, they are working on a series based on the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, really?
I would say if you have not seen the original film is fantastic. It's a little bit closer to the book, but some of it with the American version, they were shot in the same places. Like they used the same scenes. I like the American version. I read the book. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is an amazing book. The American version was a little gorier, but
Was the original one the one with Noomi Rapace?
that's the remake.
Oh, that's the remake.
With her
I
and
thought
Jane.
Mara was the remake.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Daniel Craig is the American version.
With Mara.
Yeah, that's the one with Rooney Mara. Yeah.
Okay, then Noomi Rapace was the original. And it is official, boys, from USA. Season 2 is coming of Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman. I am very excited about this. I love this show. And if you haven't
Everybody I know
watched
that's watched it has enjoyed it.
then get caught up because he's got so much great personality and it shows in this show and they let him do it. Some of the stuff he eats, I'm kind of like, but I do want to visit the barbecue place he went to in Fort Worth. That's for sure. TV on DVD and Blu-ray this week. We have the Golden Age collection of the Woody Woodpecker and Friends show on Blu-ray.
Right.
And the complete series for Lucifer.
Yes. I cannot endorse another show as much as I loved Lucifer. Oh, especially with Tom Ellis having a new show coming out. It's perfect timing.
All right, boys.
I just didn't like it as much as you. I can see your point, but for me, it fell a little short.
Well, I'm also the dark and twisted one of this show, so I can understand it.
Let us get into the official sponsor here of Sunset Lounge DFW. What if you could be free from pain, anxiety, and sleepless nights? And what if you could do it naturally? This is a big deal, especially this time of year. CBD House of Healing, which is a women-owned boutique, is here to help you here in the Dallas area. They only carry products that are from their lab, which means they meet the highest purity and quality standards, and that's very important. Summer Hansen is the owner. She's also a registered nurse. She emphasizes building trusted relationships through knowledge. She wants to give you the knowledge you need for self-care, which is the goal. You can find your relief from all of the aches and pains, as well as from that emotional stress and that energy drain. Go to the website if you're not here in the Retroplex to cbddallas.com. And if you are in our Fairburg, go check them out and grab a slushie at 8550 Plano Road. It's at the corner of Plano Road and Northwest Highway. Get the healing you need at CBD House of Healing. And after we get off the air, I'm going to tell you guys something cool I just did. All right. Movies, stuff we watched this week. Don, put a pin in it because we will come back to it. I have not, the movie I've already watched this year, we can't talk about till next week because I screened it last week and it doesn't come out till next week. So, but I know that tomorrow the Rip drops on Netflix. This is the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
Joe Carnahan.
I'm going to do my best to watch this tomorrow because I am very interested in this film. So we can talk about it next week. Anything else you boys want to talk about that you watched this week before we get to Don and we get to new releases?
I have had zero time for movies and I feel bad about it, but we do have some reviews coming and I want to just give my time to Don.
Trying to think of the nothing. It's blanking my mind, but of course, then there is a review at www.clubhousepodcast.com.
That's our website. If the thing's not working.
Yep, the ding. So I did see the 28 years new film that's coming out.
28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Yeah,
which we're going to talk about when we get to new releases.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we're going to talk about that now, but we'll get to it later. No problem.
Alamo Drafthouse made an announcement this week, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. On the one hand, they're going paperless, which I appreciate. But the way they're going paperless, if you want to order food or whatever during your movie, you do it on an app.
Oh, no.
Which goes against the basic principle of the Alamo. Now, the Alamo is saying that this app will be purposely darkened so it does not interrupt the film. However, the point of the Alamo is no using your phone during the movie, no talking, no texting. That's why you have the light under your table so you can fill out your card. I respect that they want to go paperless. I respect that, save the trees and whatnot. But you can still recycle those papers. I give this a shelf life of a month before they go back. Because it doesn't make any sense.
It would make sense except for the fact of like the actual functioning. Now, if there is a concept like this is going to be really out there, but if you're ordering food, you're already not paying attention to the movie. The closest I could see them getting would be something where you get away from the seats along the exit entrance to the theater where you would just like order on a touch screen. That's the paperless I could see working. The moment you have anybody messing with anything near the seats, I'm out.
Yeah.
It goes against the thing of no distractions during a film and stuff like that, especially no phones. It's going to be a distraction.
And how quickly before a theater ninja gets in trouble for interrupting somebody and it's like, oh, you're ordering food.
Yeah. Alex sent me a text last week, asked my opinion on something, and you were half right.
You're going to have to remind me. I've slept a few times since then.
I'm getting there. Skinner, don't start the show, Freebird. There has been casting in the Batman Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is Sebastian Stan. The rumor Alex heard is that he would be playing the character that would become Hush. That is not the casting I have found out.
Now, I want to clarify, it wasn't a rumor from a reputable source. It was a discussion among industry people.
Sebastian Stan in the Batman Part 2 has been cast to play Harvey Dent.
Okay, so it is. That's solid.
I sent this to my text and Alex, I still think we need to have a moratorium if you're in Marvel before you do a DC film. There's got to be some breath time in there. I mean, I'm okay with it. I think it's good casting. too much crossing the streams is going to get weird after a while. That's all I'm saying.
And for me, I think we're already at critical mass with that, with the amount of properties coming out and the different things. I don't think we need a moratorium, but I understand the purpose of the moratorium. But it's also one of those where there's that separation of one thing turning off or leaving a theater and then having to put on something else or entering a different theater. I feel like maybe it's an ADHD thing that allows my tabula rasa to happen between films. I don't have the issue. Don?
You know more about this than I do on this one.
Harvey Dent is he who would become Two-Face.
But what we were talking about, Don, was the separation of somebody who's been in Marvel, multiple projects, in DC, and the separation of the two.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have the Greek.
That's fair. Godzilla -0 now set for November 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready. I will be in the theater for sure because I loved Godzilla -1.
Same.
And Alex sent me a link to a mega 4K set that now I want.
Yeah, I want it too, but financial.
And Don announced today, this is a big one for you, How to Train Your Dragon 2. Cate Blanchett is returning.
Now, this will be a live action?
It's the live action sequel that was greenlit before the first one hit theaters.
Oh, okay.
Now, for those that do not know the lore of How to Train Your Dragon, we are not saying who she's playing.
Okay.
Because it could be a spoiler. For those of you that have seen the films, you know. Now you know. All right. Movie new releases and places you get movie new releases this week. Don, we throw to you because coming into theaters tomorrow is the latest in the 28 things. 28 years later, The Bone Temple hits theaters tomorrow. Don, don't give away all your, because we want people to go read your review, but tell people about it.
Because I really don't want, I do want people to go to www.clubhousepodcast.com.
Ding.
Still our website.
Not working.
The way they went on this film, it could have been done in modern day. They just use this as a ruse, I thought. It really had nothing. A lot of it had nothing to do with like the zombies or the virus. And some people
careful, Don. That's dangerously close.
Yeah, watch your spoilers, man.
I know, but I'm gonna say,
go read your review. Come on, say it. Say, go read the review.
Go read the review. But can we say the list?
Just go read the review. Tell people to go read the
review.
And they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
I will say this. I have heard many people speaking very positively about this, but I am going to go read Don's review to see what he thinks.
Yeah.
Also this week, a movie called Dead Man's Wire. If you have not seen this trailer, this thing is going to be wheels off. Let me tell you about it. And I want to make sure I get this right. Bill Skarsgård is in this. Zachary Montgomery, Al Pacino, Carrie Elways, Kelly Lynch, Coleman Domingo. This thing is gonna be very intense, based on a true story. On February 8th, 1977, Tony Kiritzis entered the office of Richard Hall, president of the Meridian Mortgage Company, and took him hostage with a sawed-off shotgun wired with a dead man's wire from the trigger to his neck. Go watch this trailer. It looks insane. This is Gus Van Sant's latest film. So, yeah, this looks out of control.
Yeah, this was the guy that had Oscar winners in Milk. So there's some historical involvement. So he has some experience with timepieces. He has some experience with creating these worlds. So, you know, Bill Skarsgård's on a heck of a run right now.
Also,
as long as you don't remember The Crow.
Also directed Good Will Hunting.
Did he?
I thought that was Van Zandt.
I thought that was Kevin.
No, Kevin didn't direct it. Kevin produced it.
Okay. I'm looking it up.
That was the whole in Strike Back when he crashes onto the set of Good Will Hunting 2. That's Gus Van Sant counting the money because he's directing.
Oh.
Also this week, we have a movie called A Private Life. This stars Jodie Foster. She plays a renowned psychiatrist who mounts a private investigation into the death of one of her patients who she is convinced was murdered. This looks kind of interesting, too. I received a link, a request for a screener link, so I may check this out
Same.
as well. We also have this week Night Patrol. This is a horror film from Shudder.
This looks like a lot of fun, though.
With one Phil Brooks, also known as CM Punk, who is very excited for this film. He gets to play a bad guy. Also, we have All You Need Is Kill. Let me pull this up. That did gummit. This is an animated film. In a time loop during an alien invasion, a resourceful but isolated young woman must navigate the repetition of death until she crosses paths with a shy young man trapped in the same cycle. Together, they fight to break free from the loop. Does this sound familiar?
Sounds interesting.
Very Groundhog Day-ish.
Yeah. I'd be game.
Because if this is what I think it is, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the source material for Edge of Tomorrow. Yep, adapted from the same source material as Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay, I thought you were going with source code on that one. Okay.
Movies on DVD and Blu-ray from places you get movies on DVDs from this week. We have Keeper, the horror film from earlier this year, hard pass. One Battle After Another releases on Tuesday. Roofman, which I've actually seen. And Alex, we need to talk about how we're going to do the other things of the movies. And I have an idea.
Okay.
Roofman, this is the thing with Channing Tatum based on the true story.
True story.
Dinklage is in this. Claire Danes. Is it Claire Danes?
No, it's Kirsten Dunst, I think.
Kirsten Dunst.
And I did see that, and it was interesting. I hate it? Did I love it? No, but I didn't hate it either. And of course, it's Dinklage. But it's a good film.
Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. I would love to have the 4K of this, if for no other reason I'm with the audio track. I think that thing's going to sound fantastic. The 4K Steelbook for End of Watch. I know, Don, you liked that film a few years ago. And we get the book and Blu-ray treatment for The Last Seduction. A little overrated, in my opinion. Arrow Video does their standard edition for Al Pacino's Cruising, as well as a movie called Torsen, but boys. By the way, Arrow Video sale still going on at your local Barnes & Noble. 50% off all Arrow Video titles. And if they don't have it, you can go to the website for both Barnes & Nobles and Arrow Video. They're honoring it as well. Guess what they're doing a limited edition for?
What?
It's a movie with Samuel L. Jackson that they tried to change the title of. And Samuel L. Jackson told the producers if the title was the only reason he took the film, and if they changed the title of the film, he would walk.
Snakes on a Plane?
That's the one. Well done, Alex. It is Snakes on a Plane limited edition from Arrow Video this week. The Criterion Collection has the 4K of Captain Blood, as well as the Johnny Depp film The Dead. They're also doing Caught by the Tides and Martin Scorsese's World Cinema Project number 5. Yeah. Okay. Alex had a hard out at 8. So want to remind everybody this weekend at the Angelica is the 42nd annual Kid Film Family Festival put on by the USA Film Festival. This is a big thing they do every year. It'll be Saturday and Sunday. All the films are free. The honoree this year is Deborah Deason. She is an author, but there's also going to be free books given away, as well as a screening of The Pout Pout Fish, which is an animated film based on her books. There's going to be stuff going all day, Saturday and Sunday. So go look up the Kid Film. We get this right. The Kid Film Family Festival this weekend at the Angelica at Mockingbird Station. Let's pause for the cause for a second.
Yes.
Hello, it's Mike Reiner of Your Dark Companion here. Let me ask you, are you looking for something to fill the long dead air hours of your day? Well, join the Sunset Lounge DFW and Your Dark Companion on patreon.com, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Replace those sad, slow hours with sports, pop culture, music woven into interesting conversations. So step inside the green door, have a seat at the bar, and get in the groove with those shows and so very much more.
We always say we base this show on shameless self-promotion.
Yes, we do. And proud of it.
And now, this. The Cheat Podcast is the second half of this show, or the third, depending on who you are and what math you do. It is your one-stop shop for all things when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. Welcome to this section. Let's dive right in. Don, we have a rest in peace because the Bullet Club is officially no more. There is no Bullet Club anymore. There is no Bullet Club. The remaining members in New Japan have formed a new group. We think there's a marketing thing with that. But I'm still going to wear the gear. I still wear my Wolfpack hockey jersey. I can still wear my Bullet Club gear, and we will keep the soul.
It won't come back. They could always do another reversion, whatever. And literally, how many people have been in the Bullet Club now?
Well, one of the latest members from the War Dogs is actually being looked at by the company, and we'll talk about that here.
Okay.
A couple of NWA headlights. Kerry Morton, son of Ricky Morton, has renewed with a multi-year deal, and Colby Carino has re-signed with the NWA. I've been watching TSW. They're so far behind. Them and Reality of Wrestling are just so far behind all the time. Let's get some stuff done, boys. That's all I'm saying. Because at the latest taping in Forney at the OC, friend of the show, Mr. Wobble, should be featured sometime soon on that show. TNA, lot going on, Don.
What's up?
Well, the following people have re-signed with the company.
Okay.
Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander,
Okay.
John Schuyler, Jody Threat, Nick Nemeth, and Steve Macklin have all re-signed with TNA. Someone who hasn't is one Killer Kelly, who is now a free agent, and there's probably a reason for that we're going to talk about here in a little while. So put a pin in it. We've got a couple of announcements of upcoming shows. No Surrender will be February the 13th in Nashville at the Pinnacle, and Sacrifice will be March 27th in New Orleans at the Alario Center. So they announced those today. And tonight, Don, right now, right down the road. It's happening right now. Just kicked off. The AMC era for TNA Impact is now officially underway. If you don't have AMC, the channel on your local system, which I do not with Hulu, I still have TNA Plus on the app, so I will be watching it later. Bully Ray apparently will be at the broadcast table tonight.
Oh, good for him.
Of course, as Don said, they are in our Fairburg right up the street at the Caldwell Center in Garland, where they will also be Saturday night for Genesis. One of those matches had to be changed for tonight, and we'll talk about why here momentarily. And we'll talk more about that because they are live tonight. So I'm going to try to watch it tonight. Sometimes I can watch right after it's over, but it'll be after 10 o'clock, and, I'm old. Worst case scenario, I'll just watch it in the morning when I'm doing laundry. We have the official start time for the Rumble, Don. Go ahead.
The guy who played Fandango,
JDC, his final match is this Saturday.
Do you think he's really out?
Yeah.
Or do you?
No, this is
What do you think he'll do?
He's going to retire. He's
You think he'll
probably
still-
invested his money well. I mean, he may consult, he may produce, but
That's
from
what I
what
think.
I'm
You
told,
think
this
he'll
is
be
an
backstage?
absolute retirement angle.
Yeah, I do. I was wondering, do you think he'll be working backstage for one of these companies or something like that, being a scout
Maybe.
possibly?
I think right now he just wants to be home for a little while.
Okay.
Rumble start time will be at 2 p.m. Eastern on the 31st because they will be overseas. They better get to work because this footage I saw today, they got to finish that stadium.
Are they making a new stadium for this?
Huh?
For the Rumble?
They got 2 weeks.
And is that going to be the same one for Mania a year from now?
Don't know. Probably, I would think. But it'll be at 2:00 Eastern. And if you want to, if you don't have ESPN Plus, you can. There will be theaters are showing it. Locally for us will be Cinemark West Plano, which is just down the road a piece, but I'm sure Cosm will be showing it as well.
Oh, yeah, I already saw a thing. Cosm is going to be doing it.
So I tried to look at tickets for West Plano, and the oddly the Fandango app was not showing me ticket prices, but you can go to the Fandango app right now and get tickets. WWE is showing the interest. We talked a minute ago about the Bullet Club War Dogs. They are showing interest in Gabe Kidd.
And I can see that too.
AEW for a little while now. I'm going to skip this and come back. Allegedly, Powerhouse Hobbs on his way to the company, Don.
To WWE.
Yes. That is a rumor I heard today.
So, if you're him, do you go?
From what I'm told, he is going. Like, it's a done deal. He's going to finish out his AEW dates, and then he's with the company. I don't know if they're going to push him straight to main roster, if he's going to be in NXT. I think in NXT, he would be a very big fish in a very small pond.
Yeah.
But he also could fill the void that Obafemi is leaving behind, too, as the big man.
No, I could be wrong on this. Isn't he part of the Trios champ? Or did they drop the belts?
No, they still have him, but just put it back on Hook.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of weird saying.
I could also see him being the muscle for this new version of Tony D'Angelo. You know, there's a few things they could do with him. I just, do the dude right. That's all I'm saying.
Will he have that 90-day no compete and all that stuff? Probably
no, because the contract runs out. It's not like he's, when a contract runs out, you're not beholden to anything because there's no legal binding.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Well, hold on. I could probably see him in the Rumble as making the debut in the Rumble.
Also, yeah, I would not debate that at all. Back in the day on Ron White's first major album, Drunken Love, he tells a joke about getting on a puddle jumper from Beaumont to Houston. And the punchline is because my agent doesn't own a globe. Does WWE own a globe? Because let me tell you why.
Okay, fill me in. You have me intrigued.
Where are they currently?
Connecticut.
No, where's the roster currently?
Well, they're I've done off the top.
They're in Europe.
In England, they're in Europe.
Right. And next Monday, Raw is still in Europe because it starts at 2:00.
Okay.
Where is Saturday night's main event? Next Saturday.
Don't know.
Montreal. So we're going from Europe to Canada. And then where are we going a week later, Don? For the Rumble. To Saudi Arabia. I am not a math major. I never had to take geography, which we talked about on the show. It's a very long story. What are they doing?
Well, first off, did they really want to stay in Europe for another week and then go down to Saudi Arabia?
But why give them a week off? This is the problem is with Saturday night's main event, they had actually toyed on starting early and then sending everybody back over. But this just doesn't make any sense to me. Because you're going to want your major stars on TV, not like house shows.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing?
They're going to. Here's the thing, though. They are used to travel, but still. Maybe.
That's insane. It's going to be insane.
Well, welcome to being a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Jacob Fatu returned on Friday night at the end of 3 Stages of Hell as Drew McIntyre becomes your new Universal Champion and finally has his moment, his WrestleMania moment in front of the crowd. He gave a very great speech when they went to Ireland and Scotland as well. You had to move that belt sooner or later.
Yeah.
And you're in Europe. You're in his backyard. He got to go to his home country with the belt because he is the Scottish Warrior. I just don't know where you go from here. Do you have the rematch at the Rumble? Do you make it a triple threat with Jacob Fatu? Because I don't see the winner of the men's Royal Rumble being on the SmackDown roster. I don't. And we'll talk more about that when we get closer. But I'll be interested to see how SmackDown handles this tomorrow night. I still don't like that they've gone back to 3 hours. But
no,
it seems like the roster, especially from a SmackDown standpoint, has gotten a little depleted. It seems like we're Raw heavy again.
And they're going to 3 hours.
They're already there, Don. It's been 2
That's what I'm
weeks.
saying. That doesn't help that they're going to 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Is it you're spreading a thin roster even thinner? Now, granted, you've got people getting called up. I believe Obafemi winds up on SmackDown because for that very reason. Jordan Grace coming up. JC Jane, depending on the day. Sometimes they're calling her up. Sometimes they're not. I believe, and we'll talk about NXT in a minute, how that happened. But I don't know where you go from here. Do you just put Obafemi in the title picture? I don't think you do. Like, he is a great NXT champion, but we have seen great NXT champions that have not translated.
And the question is who is Punk going to take on at Mania?
Ask me in 2 weeks.
Because maybe I thought Breaker getting a shot at Mania would be a better thing than it was a week ago.
Ask me in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because we'll do our Rumble predictions.
Yeah.
Because I want to bury the lead a little bit on that.
But I'm just saying, I thought by a standpoint, if Breaker's going to get another shot, I thought the first shot should be at Mania versus just some.
Don, ask me in 2 weeks.
I know. I'm
just because this is a rabbit hole that we are going to fall down. Yeah. And I don't want to fall it down until we're ready to talk about the Rumble.
Okay, I understand.
Because not only do you have the Rumble, you also have Elimination Chamber too.
Yeah.
So whichever brand doesn't win the Rumble, that's your number one contender comes from Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
So, but ask me in 2 weeks because I have it, and Alex probably has the same theory.
Yeah.
Raw this coming Monday will be at 3:00 Eastern because they're still overseas. Netflix. I need you to hear me, Netflix, because I'm angry. I have said it before. I will say it again. You know what? I'm even going to give myself a one shot on this just so not you, me.
Good.
Netflix, hear me. I pay for the good package so I don't have commercials. Now, you took away the ability for me to start late and skip commercials. I'll go to the wall with you on that. Because I could start Raw right after it went off the air and it would skip the commercials for me. Didn't like it, but I'll deal with it. This week, you shot the wheels off of everything. because Raw started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, which means it went off the air at 3:30 in the afternoon Central Time. I fired it up at 4. It would not let me fast forward commercials. So I stopped it thinking, maybe things got squirrely. I'll go to the normal time at 9:30 because maybe there's something in the algorithm that will let me. I just have to wait till I would normally watch it. 9:30, I fire it up, same problem. So I stop in the first break and I go, you know what? I'm going to wait till tomorrow because I'm going to give Netflix time to catch up to itself. Tuesday morning rolls around. By the way, Monday, I had jury duty, so I was going to fire it up late anyway. Tuesday morning, get up, ready to go. Fire up Netflix, and I still got to watch the commercials. I pay the right amount of money so that I don't have to watch the commercials, Netflix. Hear me on this. Fix it. Because I hate watching the same, if for no other reason, you're showing me the same 5 commercials every 20 minutes. And I don't care that you're now saying, well, now we're going to go to less amounts of commercial breaks to help make up for it. Because international people, get ready because you are no longer going to be spoiled. You're going to have ads coming very, very soon. They've already said it. And when you limit the number of commercial breaks, that just means they're going to be longer. I may be dumb, but I ain't stupid. Fix it. I pay extra so I don't have to watch the commercials. I will roll with you that I don't get to watch it live, even on delay. But if I fire it up after it's aired, I should not have this problem. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Frustrating. Fix it, Netflix. Get it right. You're already under enough scrutiny because between Raw and this ESPN deal that people are losing their minds about. You don't need any more bad publicity right now. Even though there's no such thing. Speaking of Netflix, Don, have you seen the ads for Skyscraper Live?
No.
There's this guy.
Okay.
He's a free climber. He is going to climb a skyscraper on live television.
Oh, I know who that guy. I did see it now. Yeah, he's the guy who did the in California, that infamous park, Free Solo.
Yep.
The guy who did Free Solo. Incredible. Yeah.
That's coming up at the end of the month, and Seth Rollins will be part of the broadcast team for that.
Really?
Yeah, he did a great job on the NFL playoff game a couple weeks ago. Very much enjoyed watching him. So, NXT has called up a handful of people from Evolve, but one of them is your men's Evolve champion. So I'm kind of interested how they're going to handle that. One of the guys in the Vanity Project, which they're okay. They're just a different version of the frat house, but are more age appropriate. Jack Jameson, I'm talking to you. This ain't 90210. We all know you're like 30 and you're not a frat boy. Just saying. Some AEW headlines real quick. The Beast Mortos. Congratulations to Mortos. He now has his law degree. We talked a few months ago that he was getting ready to get his degree. He now has it. Mercedes Moné was there with him when he got his degree. So congratulations to the Beast Mortos.
So was he wearing the big mask when he...
No, they put like a smiley face over his face in the pictures.
Oh, okay. But you know what I'm talking about when he...
Oh, no, I would love it if he walked up to the stage like that and just carried like a smiley face with him to cover his face. That would have been awesome. Queen Aminata's got a 1-year extension on her contract, so she's doing very well. I like the work she's doing.
Yeah, I did too.
You see the announcement last night, Don?
I didn't see the show last night yet.
So remember earlier when we talked about Impact, I said one of the matches had to be changed because Leon Slater was supposed to defend the X Division Championship against Myron Reed.
Okay.
Member of the Rascals.
Yeah.
That is now not happening because the Rascals have left and signed with AEW, and it was official. They showed it on TV last night. Now, this is why I believe Killer Kelly did not resign because Killer Kelly is the lady friend and baby's mother for one Myron Reed.
So you could see her jump.
Absolutely. I believe she signs as well. She could be a great fourth member for the Triangle of Madness.
I can see that.
Perfect with them. But I heard rumors earlier this week, but then they showed it last night during Dynamite. Big thing. The Rascals are coming. So we're going to see how that works out. For those of you, just let me verify for you. Last night there was a 4-way tag team title for the number one contender for the for FTR.
Okay.
Your winners were Mark Davis and Jake Doyle. That's the new guy that's joined the Don Callis family.
Okay.
I was like, this brother looks kind of familiar. That is actually Jake something from TNA. He's going by his real name of Jake Doyle.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So adjust your roster accordingly. And Lacey Lane, the former Caden Carter, because I keep on saying Katana Chance, but that was the other girl. Lacey Lane is now with Crew, that's CRU. So for Ring of Honor, so update your roster accordingly there. Anything else you wanted to talk about in this segment of the show, Don?
It was just because I didn't see AW last night, but just watching, because we didn't really get to talk about it last week of the title change of Cody dropping the belt. Was it a good move? But again, we got the Rumble coming up, and whoever wins, it's gonna, let's do the rabbit hole then. But and I'll say this because we're off because of the holidays and all that. And then we had the best of list and worst of list last week, but MJF winning the title again. Do you think that was a smart move too?
Yeah, I think that adds some intrigue to things. There was a trios match set up for Saturday night for Collision that the Ops will take on Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page, and I'm very intrigued by that. But it definitely it makes the picture a lot more broad of who can and cannot be involved in this chase. I like where the storytelling is going here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a pay-per-view for them until Revolution, which I believe is the first Saturday or first Sunday in March. March 1st, maybe? March 1st, March 8th, something like that.
It's 1 second.
So you've got a lot of TV time between now and then. I don't know that this is going to be a really long run, but I do believe it's going to be a good run because I like the storytelling at this point.
All right, so they got Revolution March 15, and then
it's
Dynasty
March 15th. Okay.
15. And then Dynasty is April 12th.
Okay. So that's 2 weeks before Mania, if I'm not mistaken, if I did the math right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes.
And then the Mania, hold on, real fast, upcoming. Mania is April 18th and 19th.
So it's the following weekend.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
The 12th and the 18th, because it's always 2 days.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's the week before. Yeah.
All right. There's a QR code over there. Scan it and get to all of our social medias. You can follow me on all your social medias if you'd like. Everything is Yes That Rob Ervin. That is spelled Ervin. Alex, he had to leave in the middle of the show, and that's okay. You can follow him at Vexploit, VEXPLOIT, on all of your social medias. And make sure you go to ProWrestlingTees.com and look up the Cheap Popcast for some cool shirts. We'd love to see you guys take pictures of the shows. Send them to us with your shirts, and we'll post them.
And that URL to get those awesome shirts that even make me look good, ProWrestlingTees.com/podcast. Sorry. ProWrestlingTees.com/cheap podcast.
Woo! A little rusty. We're a little rusty, Don.
My throat, sir. And if you want to smash your place, email me at Don at clubhousepodcast.com, and at Twitter, I'm at Moonu. I'd be you. Let's screw up.
There's a lot going on there. We got some great live shows coming up. Follow and email Don if you would like us to come do this at your place, because we love doing live remote shows. You can email me questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I am Rob at theclubhousepodcast.com. Charla Marshall's on Pinterest because we're morally obligated to say that. Our normal show every Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, is your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. We will be back next week. So until then, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed. No new information on Brittany Palmer, but we will keep you updated.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.